Okay, good morning everybody and welcome to another episode of Developing Pixel Painter Challenge. It's been a while again since I've streamed. Many things always happening. So where we left off last time was we did some small cleanup. I think we also had like a calculation for the correct cells, which is a bit in the wrong location, but at least it's there. And yes, last time we also made the thing a bit better, which is not perfect because of the alpha that's applied to it, so it actually becomes grayish and not black. It's not the best thing to do, not the best solution. I'm actually wondering whether it would be possible, instead of having just one asset, whether I could really print two of them on top of each other. I don't think so because they're going to be in the same layer, and I think they might just overwrite each other. So it's going to be problematic, I think. Um, but we'll see about that. I mean, like that's something for the future. Now we have a clear indicator. It's probably not the best, but it works. So what I want to do now is I actually want to have some indicator. I'm just thinking, was there not a simulator? There was a way indeed to see it on the phone. So I want to have some indicator about like moves, not like how many blocks you have correct. I mean, like this is wrong. But yeah. So, and I'm probably gonna put that on top of it. Seems to make most sense. The annoying thing is that I can't really see where my grid is located. So it's there, but not really there. That's maybe something else I have to also fix. And so I was thinking about it, and I was thinking that, well, I could do the same as, let's play it again. I could do the same as I've done it with the buttons on the bottom. Yes, okay, yes, indeed, we have an edge. That's maybe something we also should fix. So could do the same as the buttons, which are like in here. If you're not in the game, you actually can't see any for it. At least the tile map, you can still see it. But these are all at runtime generated. So I could also at runtime just generate a label in here, but I think that's going to be a bad idea. And preferably, I actually want to have it's also generated within the canvas. Canvas. Yes, I think I need to generate everything within the canvas. Yeah, I can't remember. So I could do that, but I think it's a bad idea, and I think it makes a lot more sense to just have like some kind of text if that exists. UI document. There was some text. I'm pretty sure about that, but not like this apparently. I just don't remember anywhere where it was. It's definitely a 2D. Here, UI, text mesh pro. Right. Font size is only 36, but we can say 20 for instance. And then we can change the height to 40. 36. How do you calculate the height based of the font size? 32, 28, doesn't matter too much. Yeah, okay. 26 is 25. It's good for me. Now I just have to drag this down a bit. Just a little bit. And preferably the grid is at position 0, 0. Okay, yeah, but it has a certain width. 52, I guess, will be the width. So if I can get my text, it's minus 52, that would be good. The width can just be 100, I think. Why is minus 52 not enough? I would think that with the scale, that's the problem. This is at 0, 0, and then you have to calculate how much this is going to be so you can actually get your text. Well, not completely, because the text is also around the center. And I would think that a scale of 26 would actually mean that it becomes like 52-ish. But maybe there is some more scaling going on. Size 255, that's the main camera as well. Let's just see if we can find something. So it's definitely not position X minus. That's too much. 52 is 2 blocks away. So minus 26 is 1 block. So each block is 26. Okay. Our width should then be what? Our width we have to calculate in blocks. A block is 26. What shall we do? 4 blocks. I think 4 blocks is fine. So 26 times 4 is 104. 104, that means we have to be 22 blocks off the edge, so 2 blocks here, so we have to move 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks, which also 104. Okay, that's perfect. Of course, if we're actually gonna fix this ugly border here, which is not, I mean, like, so basically that actually means making it odd and not even anymore. If we're gonna actually fill it completely, yeah, then I'm not even sure if that's a good idea, but we'll see. We'll see. It would make things easier. I don't even know about that. It's really annoying that the center is like dead on in a square. Like this is 0, 0. Actually, that makes me wonder. If 0, 0 is in the middle of a block, then this calculation is probably also not correct, is it? It seems to be correct. Yeah, just let it be for now. We'll come back to that later. So we have text. And so in here, it will show like if 0 out of, I don't know how many blocks we have, 128. Correct. And then we can add some extra fancy stuff on it later, but it doesn't matter. And so that's okay. So how does it look in the game? It has to be a bit higher. 175. It actually seems very, very ugly rendered even. But anyway, then actually I'm thinking whether it does make sense to have two separated one with the total and one with the single because of the layout. What is this? RTL text input. I have no idea what RTL. Right to left. Okay, yes, yes. No, we don't need the right to left. Alignment. I can put alignment in the middle, which does give me a bit more room to make this digits bigger. I'm just wondering if I like make. Then obviously everything moves. If I make it right, then that would be better because then I can add stuff to the beginning. But it's gonna look. And let's if I put it on the other side, or I make it one shorter. I mean, there's no way I will ever have more than 1,000 squares, I guess. So I'm going to make it one shorter. 104, we decide was 26. 104. 104 minus 26, 78. And then my position also has to shift not by 26 but by 13. So 104 minus 13. Actually, no, that's 91. Yeah. So it's not actually, it's not minus 91. It should be plus 13, I guess. No. Yeah. 104 plus 13. That's 117. That's easy. Okay. So then this is how it will look like. And so the idea, instead of us having the, oh damn, of course it was in play mode. Oh, so this was minus 117. Position Y was God knows where. This was 104 minus 26. 78, right. 78. The height was 26. Position Y, I have no idea. Sample text was 0 out of 9999. Well, 999 is probably the most we're actually gonna do. This is gonna be 20, I guess it was. We're gonna do a right alignment, wrapping an inbox. Okay, fancy stuff. Okay, the height just to be a bit higher. See, it's also weird that in here, if you see it in here, like it's completely somewhere else. I think it's because of the main camera. The main camera actually zooms and makes it look on a different depth or something. I'm pretty sure that if I play it, that it just jumps. Maybe it doesn't jump. Maybe just my camera just does. Yeah, maybe it doesn't jump. Maybe it just seems weird. No, it definitely did jump, no? It becomes bigger or smaller, depends on from where to where you go. It does become bigger. See? There is something interesting going on there. I think that's because maybe this size is calculated up front with the information it has here. It doesn't know how many grids you actually have. Whereas then if you calculate it and create it, it becomes bigger. Anyway, this has to become a position of 170. Let me see, 170. A bit higher. I thought I could make changes to this. 175. 78. Can I now save this? Nope. I don't know how to save it when I change it in the game mode. Okay. So, and then the level manager, if I open in here, level manager will actually take this as a file. So the level file, and then you have the public text, text, move label, moves label, moves text, yeah, moves text. Okay. Sometimes I have a difficulty figuring out what actually the name of this object is now. Let's see, level manager. Save it. Update it, please. Yes. And I have lost my screen on the right. Why? Let me fix it. And there it is. Okay. So now I have to look up Unity to see text. No, it doesn't seem to be text. Default graphic to draw font data to screen text. Probably just have to import it. Unity engine.ui. Okay. Yes. Moves text. I'm gonna call it moves label. And then here I'm gonna say assets none. Can I like this? No, I can't. TextTMP. Let me look it up. Unity TextTMP. TMP. Apparently it's TMP underscore text. Seems still has none. That's because it cannot be found. Apparently you have to do using TM Pro, and then it's a Text Mesh Pro Uhu. Okay, let's see if this works. Distance complaining anymore. Level manager. Can I select it? Yes. Okay, so that's the way to do it. And then with the moves label, which of course I have to make sure it's empty now. Well, it doesn't have to make sure it's empty, but so then at least I can see. With the moves label, then here at the awake, I have my level data. Actually, I don't even need my level data, but I can here say moves label dot. Maybe I should look that one up as well. The text mesh pro. Uhu. It's not Uhu, it's Uhui. No, what methods does it have? Apparently .text does it. and then I do 0 out of, and then I have to calculate a bit. Well, grid size x times grid size y. I'm not sure if you can do string concatenation like this in C#. Oh, you can. So you have 36 sizes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Ah, yes, no, that's not true. That's 1/4. So you have to do 2 times grid size x times 2 times grid size y. The brackets don't matter, but it makes more clear to me that it's really like belongs together. 2 times grid size x times 2 times grid size y. And then I should end up at 12 by 12 as 144. Yes, 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 yes. Maybe it is better to just have one, so I don't always have to do this calculation. And then, now, when I do this, this one should update. Of course it doesn't. Why is that? Because we kept our information about how many colors you have correct in our render grid, which is wrong. So then we have to see where this actually gets set. Okay, that's easy. So we just have to say level manager. A dot increase correct cells. And you have a level manager decrease correct cells. That's a good name. Increase, decrease. It's a bit weird now. Maybe not the best names, but it's something. And then correct cells is nowhere as a reference to me anymore, so we can remove this here. Maybe just copy it. Well, not copy, cut it. And then in the level manager, you have your grid size x, grid size, and you have the current color, and then you have a private into correct cells, which is at 0. And then here, of course, you will have and then you have, should that not be static? Oh no, the level manager is in the, it's in singleton. Public void not at move. What the hell is this? Increase correct cells. Public, not reset correct cells. Decrease correct cells. Correct cells. Oh, I prefer the prefix operator. Yeah, and actually I'm gonna do a private void and I think update moves label. And that's exactly what I want to do. I can just say here update moves label. I can do the exact same thing here, update moves label. I do here as well, update moves label. Yes. And then technically, if you say increase correct cells, here we can check for win conditions and whatever. So then that would all be fancy and it will work. Preferably, you might actually want to store the total size separately somewhere. Okay, let's check. 24 correct? I have no idea whether that's true or not. Yeah, it should be, because you have 12 vertical times 2, 48 correct. Now we're going to do something, and this is not, well, this is predictable. How much is this? Oh, I can't even count the cells. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I think. And then you have a couple of here, which is a bit annoying. So let's. I think I might have done it wrong again. Nope, I haven't. Okay. Bam. But this is not going to work, is it? I should have done the purple first. Anyway, so this is 12 less than the actual total amount of cells I have. So this is a very nice, it's very nice to see that it works. But it seems I should shift it over a bit more because there is a bit of a gap in front. And why is that? My position X is not perfect. It's maybe because my text size is not good. Yeah, in that sense, it might make sense. You know, it would probably be nicer to have two separate labels, and I can have a label here, then I can keep like a separator, and then just for the slash, and then have the total moves. Of course, that is going to be ugly if you are using a dynamic field and you have ever less than 100, then you're going to have a lot of gaps. Yeah. No, not that easy. But anyway, so we keep track of it, and now we can do something if you win. I'm not sure what we're going to do if you win. It's possible. Probably another thing I want to do is like I want to keep track how many moves you have left. Well, moves or how many brush strokes or whatever you want to call it. And now we know how to do this. This actually is very easy as well. Double colors, current color. Messages. Private int moves left 0. Moves is also something that should come from the level data, I assume, because I mean, like every level will have its own. I can't open my level data class. That's annoying. Don't do the reference. Level data. Oh, is it working? Nah, it can't find level data. Not UI toolkit. Panel settings. I assume that's because of the thing I did there. Where are my? Here are my. We did download some stuff. That's okay. Level data. Here's my level data. Currently just has colors in the grid. It should also mention, I guess, how many moves you have. I'm gonna put that front. Public int moves. And then of course moves left is not gonna be 0, but then moves left equals level data dot moves. Do I even need that? I mean, if I have, well, I need to have, okay. I need to be able to count it down. I probably can't do it on the level data itself. And then I have, where's my example, my resources, I guess it is resources, no? Where is my level.unity? No. I really would think it would be the resources. Probably is here level.json. So that's very, very fancy JSON. Moves. Then I say you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think technically you can do 5 moves. Okay, and then here you have KF moves left, moves left, and then of course I probably also need a public text mesh pro UV, not time label, it's a moves label. Oh, time label would be very stressing. That might actually be for like a different type of level, time-based level, where you actually say like, oh yeah, instead of moves, you're time limited. That feels stressful, and I'm not sure if I want to have a stressful game. I don't think I need a separate update moves label. Why did I call this update moves label? It's not moves label, it's a... Why is this called moves label? It's not moves, it's correct cells. What the hell am I saying? Cells label. Update cells label. Okay, that was a bit confusing. But then moves left will be filled in, moves label will be filled in, moves left. Okay, and then maybe I will do an update cells label. Maybe I'll do an update moves label. Moves left. For now, I'm just gonna use a number to for what sometimes they do. It's like they show like with icons, hearts, and something. But I think some of the levels will probably have quite a lot of moves. And it's like, yeah, you're gonna have 30 moves or 20 moves. Then it's a bit difficult to actually show that information. So let's see if we stop, and then of course I have to add such a label. So I'm gonna duplicate this. This I'm gonna give a decent name. That's moves. That's not moves. This is moves. It won't allow me to select all. Annoying. And this one is at plus 117 then. I hope so. And this 0, my level manager will need the moves label. Moves. Cells label none. Why is it none? It should be cells. Did I not assign it when I was in edit mode? Okay, this works, this works. Looks pretty good. This actually looks better than that one, but kind of makes sense, I guess. It's interesting how on the simulator I don't see any of it. I don't know where it went. My buttons are also like completely messed up. Thinking, is it somewhere? It's somewhere there. Okay, so my UI does not scale properly. I mean, these buttons should be bigger. My labels should be up here and be bigger. So that's something I definitely have to look into. But for now, the moves, of course, not counting down. And that's because my render grid, when you do a move, actually does not call my level manager to say use move or something, or decrease moves. I'm gonna call it decrease. Highlight is highlight, clear or highlight. Fill shape, this one. F points. Okay, I think in here, points not clear. Here I should also say level manager. That's what I think is probably the best. Honestly, maybe I have to split it out a bit as well, see if there is some common section. I think the method also seems longer than it should be because of all the brackets, but there's quite some indentation in one. So you have the method, so that's one, that's two, that's three, and here even a four, so that's here is all four, so that's definitely too much. That's not good. The world position is actually only needed to actually calculate the cell position. So as soon as you, this whole part, as a matter of fact, this whole cell position, oh no, it's here as well, used here as well. The hover position, maybe I should still use this. Yeah, and is valid point. I thought the idea was that you could, by clicking something, but I don't think it works anymore. No, the hover position should always be updated to cell position. But then we do, okay, if hover position has value and is valid point, clear highlight points. So let's see if I do this. Ah, yes, that's my hover. Okay, yes, I see. Yes, right. Okay, I already forgot to actually show something when you do a valid point hover. Okay, yes, it's preview. Okay, my God. So level manager here now you have a decrease moves left. I don't think I call it decrease moves left. Decrease moves. Check out it's decrease moves left, maybe better. Min moves left, update moves label. Yes, that's correct. And then we will see. It will say, well, okay, I should clear out the default, but if I do up, in this stroke, I have 4 moves left. Then I have to do yellow. Then I have to do red. Actually, I could do it with the move less. Oh my god. This is how initially I thought you had to do this one. And then I end up with 0 moves. But, everything gone, I can just do it with 1 move less. For the pros among us. If I just do, I can even do it with 2 moves left, I think. This is really the annoying part. Ta-da! Still have 1 move left. You need 1, 2, 3, 4 moves. I don't think you can reduce it any further. because you have to be able to paint these separately, and for that you have to paint a block. And so yeah, and there you have it. One move left, 144 out of 144, and I win. So I'm gonna remove this default text so that if something goes wrong, if you don't have any, instead of just 0, that would be a bit weird. And then here, of course, you also have to check to do check for game over. And here you have to say check for win. Okay, let me double check to see if my correct cells also correctly goes down, because now we've always checked like going up, but what if I paint all of this correctly and then I paint this one? So 48 loses just 24. Yes, that's completely correct. Okay, so there still are a lot of things to fix, of course. I mean, like I said, we have to check the win, we have to check game over, and then of course we still have the whole simulator thing that I have to figure out how I have to do the scaling, because this is ugly like hell. This doesn't scale properly, doesn't even fit on the actual phone. So I mean, like, do I have to go smaller? Maybe. Should I? Can I not rotate the phone? No, I can't. Oh, wait, I can. Here, rotate. Should I just make sure that people rotate their phone? Oh, if you rotate the phone, all of a sudden you have. How come all of a sudden you have so much room? Ah, it rescales. Okay, the phone's upside down now. Wait. So I mean, like, this is, yeah, it's not really playable now, is it? I mean, like, a phone is a very small device, so maybe it makes sense that you can't show that much information on it. This is an iPad. On iPad, it seems okay, but of course not on a phone. And I think phones should definitely be my primary focus. So yeah, I will have to cut off some things, but I also have to fix my layout because my layout is horrible now. And this is not acceptable. So those are all things to worry about later. Not much later, but a bit later. Oh, now you can see the actual phone. That actually might not be such a bad idea. Main camera, canvas. That's my main camera. And how come my cells and moves are not on top at all? Isn't that weird? Maybe because it zooms out? Did that not give me a different result? It does give me a different result. Oh my god. That's because these are generated at runtime. Okay. Okay, but that's for another time, I feel. Text is also not the nicest. I'm not sure exactly how to make it fancier. and I lost my other screen now. So it seems to be like every time I resize the screen, it's let me check to Unity. Yes, this one. Okay, it seems to lose it. Well, if I change something on the screen, it seems to lose it a bit, which is weird. Anyway, so I think this is where I'm going to end it for this session. It's a bit shorter than usual, but that's okay. We've done a lot. We've added the text, we've added the labels, and then next time we will see if we can do something with like a win or a game over, maybe like a pop-up that pops up. I'm not sure if you can disable input or something. Not even sure if you actually have pop-ups. Nope. That's not what I want to do. I thought I was still in play modes, but I was not. Okay, so then you would need to have like UI, and then you have a. I don't know. A pop-up. I will have to look for it to see if something like that exists. It should, if you ask me, because I mean, like, I think it happens a lot, and I've seen it a lot. Here's legacy text. Okay, but then we'll look into that next week or next time, and then we can have a pop-up that says you won or you lost. Well, probably like out of moves and whatever, and this and that. Yeah, that will be for next week. See you then. Bye.